The New Jersey Devils dodged a major bullet. Huge injury update on their captain. That's got to have GM Tom Fitzgerald and head coach Sheldon Keefe in some kind of stress chamber, because it certainly has me in one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Devil's Digest. I am your host, Ryan the Gosiker, here with you, bringing you the latest, greatest Devils content as we do all the time. So me and my partner, Aiden Barrett, who does some videos as well, does an excellent job. Check us out. And you know what? I want you to be a subscriber to Devil's Digest. You know why? Because we're on the chase to 500 right now, ladies and gentlemen. That's correct. We are on the chase to 500 subscribers. I remember when we had 4. I remember when we had 2. Okay? Now we're at the 300 mark right now and rising. Help us reach our goal of 500 subscribers. But let's get into the program today, ladies and gentlemen, because as I mentioned, the Devils dodged a major bullet as Captain Nico Hischier went down in the World Championships, and a lot going on, a lot going through the mind here of Devils fans. Here's the tweet. Swiss Ice Hockey confirms that Nico Hischier has suffered a lower body injury and will miss the remainder of the World Championships. He will remain with the team to begin his rehab process, and it doesn't appear to be anything serious enough to affect him long term. I have to tell you this. There's a disclaimer I have to put out there. I'm a New York Mets fan in baseball, so I have some different scars maybe than other people do. I remember when my closer, Edwin Diaz, blew out his knee in the 2022 World Baseball Classic, 2023 World Baseball Classic, and he missed the entire year. And the Mets ended up missing the playoffs. We could say if that was the reason or not, whatever, it doesn't matter. We can argue about that. So I say that to say that international tournaments scare the ever-living daylights out of me. They're fun to watch. 100%. Never going to deny that. The players will never, in my opinion, be told not to do it, but they scare me to death. And it's for reasons like this. Now, it doesn't seem to be serious, which is good. That's great news. Okay, this was a follow-up tweet that from a Devils representative that the organization has no long-term concerns regarding Nico's injury. This is just precautionary that they're shutting him down for the rest of the tournament. That's great news. It means if this was likely Game 75 of the regular season going into Game 76, he probably would have played, but it's an international tournament. It's the offseason. They're going to be a little bit precautionary. But, man, these kind of tournaments just scare the daylights out of me. I am so fearful of them, and I get so concerned just at the players, right? And, again, they're contact sports. I played football for a living. You couldn't do anything without it being a risk. Right, it's all when you play sports at such a high level, especially as these guys do on the international stage, and on this stage when they come to play for our teams, they don't know, they can't turn it off, and you can't play these sports at 50%. There's sports like and again, we just talked about an injury in baseball, but even a game like baseball, you can kind of loaf around a little bit and still get away with it, even though these guys don't in these off-season tournaments. You can't do it in a contact sport. If you have a hockey player on the ice going about 50%, and he's like, I really don't want to get hurt, but I want to be here for my country, so I'm just not, I'm going to take it safe. Hockey's the wrong sport for you. And I hope a lot of our listeners and a lot of our subscribers agree. Leave us a comment. What do you think? But this is not a sport where you can half go through the motions. You have to be playing at full speed. So these international tournaments get even more dangerous now in the sense of, they're not more dangerous. You just worry about them more. And again, I'm sure I'll get some comments on this video. Oh, you worry too much, this, that, and the other thing. But it's just got to scare the daylights out of you. And obviously this will set in motion Nico's offseason, his return to New Jersey. I know they said he'll stay with the team and start rehab. But I'm saying when he'll come back, he'll get ready and rocking and ready to go for training camp in September. So, again, I know Nico is looking for a huge tournament. He was playing well. I know he's getting to play with Timo Meier a little bit. So that was great for, camaraderie. It's good for a photo on the ice. But, it's one injury and shut it down, man. That would be my rule of thumb in international tournaments. Is, if a guy sustains an injury, like I wouldn't want anybody playing in the World Championships with a nagging injury. You know what I mean? That's just, it's not worth it. And, again, I know these tournaments mean a lot to these guys, and especially sports that are not necessarily, hockey's a huge Canadian sport, right? It's big with the Swiss. So it's not necessarily an American-born, lovable sport like American football, right? That's a sport, that it means more to the U.S. than it does anywhere else. It means more when you're playing for your country. I understand that. But I am just happy that the Devils have dodged a bullet here with the Nico Hischier injury news. It seemingly not being anything long-term, as we just showed you, not only this initial tweet about it, but obviously the Devils representative saying that they don't see anything in the long term. That's awesome, awesome, awesome news for Devils fans. So, yes, the captain got hurt in the World Championships, which has got to scare you if you're a sports fan, but doesn't seem like it's going to be a long-term thing. So, you hold your breath anytime these guys go down. It's just so hard. It's hard not to, right? It's hard not to, be sitting there and just don't get hurt, please. But these guys are playing a very contact-driven, heavy, it's a contact sport. It's going to happen. It does happen, okay? It's just, you can't do anything about it. That's what you get when you sign up for it. So, again, it's very interesting in terms of, these guys playing overseas in these tournaments and stuff like that. But it's what they love to do. They love to represent their country. You're never going to be able to stop them from doing that, in my opinion. Not in this collective bargaining era. I know it used to happen in terms of the Olympics are a different sport altogether, basically. But I'm talking about I think the players would throw an absolute fit if they were not allowed to do that. So very difficult time. I do just want to take a minute here as we get to the end of the video. Just let's recap. Nico Hischier goes down to the World Championships. He is okay. It is nothing long term. He is going to start rehab. He is done for the tournament. So good news for the Devils. But then again, I just want to mention, again, we're at 300 subscribers on Devils Digest. That is in part to each and every one of you that's listening and then hits that subscribe button. So we appreciate you like you would not believe. So I want to thank you. I also want to thank everybody in the chat. Last video, I was talking about the Devils salary cap situation and who they potentially should get rid of. And I think I highlighted Andre Palat and Erik Haula as two guys who I would ship right out of town. And I talked a lot about Dougie Hamilton as well. And I said that I feel like the organization, due to what he's doing off the ice, and I still think he has some good hockey left in him. I think the organization fully believes that. And I think that's why they're not pushing necessarily. However, if the Devils are to sign some of the guys that they want / are rumored to be in on and potentially trade for, i.e. Quinn Hughes, they're going to have to move somebody's salary that we're not thinking about. And I think Dougie's the prime suspect. That's a $9 million cap hit. It's a huge number. I understand it. So we'll see. I think definitely if they trade for Quinn Hughes, Dougie's got to be out at that point. And I think, we had a couple comments about, the pipeline on Dougie, kind of holding up some of the younger guys. And I have to say I agree. The Devils have a problem in their defensive area. Now, it's a good problem to have. They have too many bodies in there, and it's clogging up development for some of their young guys. So I would potentially look at, Dougie as potentially a sleeper to get moved. So I don't see the organization doing it, but I'm okay with it. I think I would talk myself into being okay with it. And certainly if you get Quinn Hughes, I'm pretty okay with it on that end. But I just want to thank everybody because I'm just looking through the comments from the last video. You guys do an excellent job. Some of you get into the weeds. I know there was a comment here talking about breaking down what Palat's buyout would look like and how much that would actually save the team. There was another person that just went through a list of players that they wanted cut and how much that would free up salary for them to go then use. I appreciate you, and I thank you for helping and assisting with all that stuff. So keep leaving comments. Keep letting us know what you think about the channel, about the content. We love hearing from you. And again, let's get to 500 subscribers. We're 60% of the way there. We're at 300. Let's get to 500. I need your help. We need your help. I appreciate you listening, watching, whatever you're doing, however you're consuming the content. Aiden and I appreciate you, and we will catch you next time on Devil's Digest.